Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. It is a Wednesday. If I check my time correctly, it is Wednesday, 7:15 Eastern. So that means the two dope marks are coming to you a whole damn day early, breaking down all the new hotness in professional wrestling and beyond. We welcome you to the Two Dope Marks Arena. Again, you can like, comment, subscribe to the pod on YouTube, all your favorite DSPs where you get your favorite podcast. You can cop the merch. And if you don't know what that merch look like, again, the Two Dope Marks shop, it's in our bio. Go get all your favorite things in the world. I say, D, should we show the people what we got cooking? Should we show them?
Yes, because
Should
I
we
got
show them?
kids and I need money.
So I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Because again, things is a little tricky in the earth right now. It's a little tricky in the earth right now. So
Mm-hmm.
bam. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Two Dope Marks merch. Get your t-shirts celebrating Black women's wrestling, celebrating our favorite feud going on in professional wrestling right now with Jade, Bianca, and Naomi. The 10 wrestling commandments, which quite possibly are real simple because there's going to be a whole necessary need of them this weekend in Atlanta, Georgia. But we'll get to that later. The Two Dope Marks logo, because again, it's Gold Grill Wrestling around here. So again, all the prices, it's real simple. We ain't trying to, do no tariff stuff, do nothing super crazy. We just out here handling the earth right now. We're out here handling the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And D,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't even do proper introductions because that's you. That's me. Again, like, rate, comment, subscribe, give us 5 stars. If
Mm-hmm.
you give us 4 stars, you know what I'm saying? I think you are. Who was that? Like Mike Adamle? Was he the one that did the was he the dude that was on the Raw, the fictitious Raw general manager? And they had him there for like 2 weeks, and then he's like, "Nah, bro, you can't do this."
Yeah, that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah. I think you're him. I think you're him. Something like that.
Why gotta be him though?
I didn't say you did. I said if you're a hater,
Oh,
if you don't like, if you don't like,
oh,
what I'm
okay.
saying, if you don't like what you hear and like what you see and like you feeling. I was in a group chat earlier and we was talking about what's your biggest wrestling what if? Somebody had Sean O'Hare as one of theirs, then somebody else had Draws, aka Puke, and I'm like, hmm, that ain't one of my biggest ones, but my biggest wrestling what if is what if we didn't go to Mania 40?
My kid will be mad as shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he would be. He definitely would be. If we didn't get a Mania 40, we wouldn't have the idea that to start this podcast right here and there.
Two
So
dollars.
there is also that, right?
Wow.
There's also that. So here we are, folks, and don't mind me. We just sharing with the people right now because we are live and live in color. And oh, weird. That was funny.
Yo,
What?
my reshare.
Oh God, I don't even want to know.
What? It's
I
been a
don't.
long
I don't.
day. I get to deserve to be. I get to deserve to be crazy. I had my pop nap earlier. I'm good.
This nigga said a pop nap.
I'm tired.
I believe you. I believe you. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. We got a jam-packed show for you tonight, man. We got to go through all things pro wrestling in Atlanta this weekend. We got to go through all things pro wrestling in Arlington this weekend. We are gonna go through head of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tease it now. If you've been on a flight recently, you understand this one 1000%.
Yup.
1000%. But first, D,
Hmm?
I ain't even gonna say it's a whole lot of wrestling shit that happened this weekend. A whole lot of shit happened in the world. It's a whole lot of shit happening.
This weekend.
Yeah. So we've said this for a few weeks now that what is going on in Atlanta this week is basically the WWE trying to basically put their foot down and say, yo, are we bigger than Beyonce?
The Beehive gonna beat that ass. The
For those who
toughest
are
ass
not
pole.
informed, Beyonce is playing 4 shows at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Down the streets, WWE is running Saturday night's main event at State Farm, and they're also going to be running Evolution 2 Sunday at State Farm. The Great American Bash is at Center Stage, aka the old WCW Worldwide Taping Studio,
Yeah.
Saturday. Shout out to those of you who watch wrestling circa
You
19.
old motherfuckers. I'm one of them.
Hey, that's how I learned out a little bit about Fall Brawl, and I saw them old Cactus Jack vignettes when he was going crazy in the Looney Hospital. But
Yeah.
I digress, man. I personally think the WWE is like trying to mark territory, but this ain't the week. This ain't the weekend, right?
Nah, Beyonce a whole another situation. That Beehive, I mean, I might get assassinated for saying this, but that Beehive cult, they show up for Beyonce. Like Beyonce was here July 4th for Independence Day. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody that I know was there. Anybody that was in this area, in the DMV area, was at that damn concert. My Instagram was flooded with nothing but pictures and cowboy hats and cowboy boots and Daisy Dukes and all that other shit. They not gonna be the Beyonce.
Nah, nah. I don't even think the talent that is on the WWE roster. I don't think they really like. To be honest with you, I don't think they really want to work this weekend.
They're not. They're not. They're going. You gonna see a whole bunch of matches, and then as soon as they going to see Beyonce.
Yeah, yeah. Or they're gonna pick and choose. If they're gonna be in Atlanta the whole weekend, they're gonna basically pick and
Mm-hmm.
choose which show they're
Yep.
going to.
Yep. Yep.
Cause
Because what?
ain't no
Because
way.
Sunday is what? The Bash? No, the
Evolution.
Bash is the Evolution. Okay, so the Bash is Saturday morning,
Mm-hmm.
Saturday afternoon. Saturday night's main event. Then Evolution Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The next Evolution has to go up against All In.
Nope. No. They just have to go
All
against
In.
Beyonce. All In has to
Oh,
go against Saturday Night's Main Event.
oh, they move All In. See what? So see they Tony Khan an asshole for that one. Tony Khan a whole asshole for that one. So we got 3 days. We got 1 day, but with 3 shows.
Yes.
Who the fuck got that much time?
Again, it's literally the wildest pro wrestling weekend, and it's not WrestleMania. Telling you.
Yeah, look, I'm hoping I can get it all in on Saturday. I mean on Sunday. I
No
got, I
pun
got, I
intended.
got, I got, I got stuff. Yeah, no pun intended. I got stuff to do Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just think logistically here, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce has pretty much put a foot in 2 separate weekends, right? She was in
Mm-hmm.
Houston, June 27th weekend, which is it's a Texas rap holiday,
Mm-hmm.
national rap holiday if you are a screwhead.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the thing you also have to factor in. Here's the thing you also have to factor in. Last week was 4th of July, and Beyonce was in DC, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is also traditionally 4th of July weekend?
People blowing up shit.
No, well, although I did see a LA Crip by the name of Fo Extra. His hand looked like a whole hamburger packet after he blew his shit up with a M80.
Yeah, dummy.
We don't play with fireworks. But nah, Essence Fest.
Oh yeah, my bro-in-law was there. I mean, my
Mm-hmm.
bro was there. Yeah.
Yeah,
My
and
bro.
guess what got stomped on the whole time? Essence Fest. Because Beyonce
Dude,
was there.
I saw what's her name? Lauren Hill ain't finished till like 3, 4 in the morning.
Which I guess is something Lauren Hill is loving because Lauren Hill's notoriously late, but this time it wasn't even Lauren's fault.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was Essence.
Everything
It was
else
on
was
Essence.
late. Hell yeah! Shout out
So
to my brother CJ. Yeah.
again, let's put it into perspective here. Beyonce then stepped on Essence Festival. She stepped on whatever June 20. She stepped on a Houston national holiday. Houston almost must say whatever happened to NRG Stadium. Hey man, to figure that out because you almost killed Beyonce.
I heard
And
about that.
yeah, and now the WWE thinking they can just do 3 shows in a weekend and thinking there's not an intersection of wrestling fans and baddies who love Beyonce in Atlanta. Nah. I
That's
think,
not
and then
happening.
again, and I've shout out to some of the homies. They're literally like putting together like, hey, name a pay per view that Beyonce is bigger than, and they literally got to I want to say Beyonce is bigger than every single WWE pay per view except for WrestleMania.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, Atlanta is an all-time wrestling market. That is 1000%. We know it is.
Yeah.
But WWE is not beating Beyonce.
They're
Not.
not being Beyonce.
They're not.
Not at all.
They're
Well, and
not.
I don't know who the hell was the scheduler for that dumbass shit. Cause the crazy part is the Mercedes. Is it still called formerly the Georgia Dome? They changed it to Mercedes Benz Dome. Now it's something
Oh no,
else
they
at
hold
this
two
point.
whole separate stadiums. But yeah,
Yeah, they could need to call that bitch the Waffle House Dome at this point. But but that the shit is right next door. They're literally like maybe a block and a half away from each other.
pure walking distance, dog.
That shit gonna be fucking crazy. You gonna
Dog.
see a whole bunch of stinky wrestling fans walking past a bunch of baddies dressed up as cowgirls going to Beyonce. I don't know. One of the stinkies might get some cutty.
Hey, there's gonna be a mad conflation of stank and honey and
Bath and Body Works.
The finest of cocoa butter, the finest of scents.
Yes.
All that going on in Atlanta too. All right. So with that being said, I pose a question to you, and this is my topic for the day.
Okay.
Given that that WWE is in Atlanta, which WWE superstar who's probably not working Evolution do you think is going to be at the damn show?
So Bianca's one.
I
got a feeling Trent gonna be there.
See, I would agree with you saying Trent, but Trent's on Evolution.
But she might go to another show.
True, she might go.
Listen, she take Big Jim with her everywhere. So Big Jim.
These is facts.
Trent gonna go.
So yeah, those are my first two. My first two picks were my first three is of course Brand of Our Lives. The first three picks.
Absolutely. I could say for real, I think Pam gonna be there too.
Yeah,
Pam might be there.
I can also see Soul Ruka.
Yeah,
Lash Legend. Yeah, Lash Legend. So Triple H gonna be there.
Yeah, my favorite, Miss Parker.
Jada Parker gonna be there.
I got a dark horse. I got a dark horse.
Who?
You ready for this one? Because I know his wife gonna want to go. Randall Keith Orton.
Yeah. That's a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah.
I can see Randy Orton I can see Randy Orton singing Me, Myself, and I.
Yeah, that's all they got in the end. Is what he found out.
I can see it. I can see Becky Lynch at a Beyonce concert.
Her and Seth.
Yeah, I mean strictly for the fits. They're gonna go strictly for the fits.
Oh yeah, but that too. Shit, they gonna be sitting right next to King Troy. Exactly. His ass gonna be there.
Exactly. I think Callie Armstrong is gonna be there. The newly engaged Carmelo Hayes and Kalani Jordan.
And Kalani, gonna be there. Congratulations, yes.
They definitely gonna be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know who I think would be a shocking answer? Not even a shocking answer, but a real answer. Charlotte Flair.
She probably would go. Ted's gonna be there.
Yeah. Charlotte Flair gonna go. So, all right, my wildest cards of all wild cards, and you'd be like, why the hell would she be at a Beyonce concert?
Who?
I personally think Jordan Grace will be at a Beyonce concert.
I think so too. She'll bring little Jonathan Gresham with her.
Not Little John. The other Little John.
The other Little John.
The other Little John
in Atlanta.
All I'm saying is, I feel bad.
Could you see Stephanie there? Not back here. McMahon.
Yeah, I could. Sadly, ironically, yes, I could see Stephanie McMahon at a goddamn Beyonce concert. She might be in a suite.
I mean, but think about it. Think about it though. But think about it though. It go hand in hand because, like, Beyonce concert, especially if they got loyal fans, and you know what I mean. Like, they'll exchange tickets. You know what I'm saying? Like, people in Atlanta. Atlanta's finest, like the housewives. You know what I mean? They'll be. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna be flip flopping shit. Like, Atlanta's finest gonna be down that joint.
Oh
All
yeah.
them folks from Huntsville, what's it? Marriage and Love or whatever the fuck that shit is. Yeah,
Love Mary Sons.
yeah,
Yes.
all that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, they're gonna be deep. Carrying Cross might pull up to a Beyonce concert.
Listen, let's go. Send that man.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see Kofi. I can see Kofi there.
Oh, Kofi and Woods definitely going. Let's not.
Yeah,
Let's say
Kofi.
Woods back home. Yeah,
Yeah,
nah. Woods. Yeah, Woods going.
and E.
Yeah. They just gotta be in separate spots because they don't want to like the whole kayfabe thing. You know.
Kayfabe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can think of one more. One more. That's a dark horse.
All right. I think Io Sky would go to Beyonce. I think Io Sky, Asuka, and Kari Sane would all go to Beyonce concert. No? Why not?
Only one out of those three I think will go is Oscar because she just like dancing to everybody's shit.
She might, and then again.
I ain't gonna knock it. I'm not gonna knock it, but I don't think so. We'll see. Hopefully, you know.
That's okay. I guess, brother. I guess.
Uh,
Well,
hopefully.
from trying to sneak out of Evolution to go to a Beyonce concert to Evolution 2 itself, we're finally here. There's been a lot of rumor, IWC innuendo about the talent not being happy about how the build came about for the card. I don't believe it, mind you, because again, that shit could change to the drop of the hat, dog. And
Right.
people can just be mad about whatever. But ironically enough, unlike other WWE quote unquote B pay-per-views or
Mhm.
PLEs that are like 5 matches, we got a 7-match card here, man. A 7-match card, including a battle royal. I'm like, I don't know, what is this? WrestleMania 2? WrestleMania 5?
You gotta fill the card, and you gotta involve all the talent, man. You probably got your biggest women's roster in WWE history.
Facts.
With and not saying biggest as far as just people per se. I'm talking about of actual legitimate talent.
Yes.
So you got to include the talent.
Yes. 1000%. So 7 matches. You got a match we literally called last week that was going to happen and finally got made official in Jay Naomi, no holds barred. Got Becky versus Bailey versus Lyra, a triple threat match for the women's IC title. You got the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez, aka Gasolina Dizzle, and Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Soruka and Zarya, and the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag team titles. You got Io Sky, Rhea Ripley. You got JC Jane versus Jordan Grace, and you have a women's battle royal to determine the number one contender for the women's, women's world title they're choosing at Clash in Paris. I had to look for a second. I was like,
You good?
yeah. I mean, again, I got the information on the side. I had to look, say make sure that I was up and up. The part about it is that has me just like, is because all right, here's all the people that are scheduled to be in that battle royal. Stephanie Vacquier, Ivy Nile, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Natalia, Maxine Dupree, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, who is also probably gonna be at a Beyonce concert. Last Legend, Izzy Dane, Tatum Paxley, Zelina Vega, also at a Beyonce concert.
Fair.
Julia and Candice LeRae.
That is, and the winner goes to Clash at the Castle for the to fight for the title.
Well, Clash in Paris this year, but yes.
Yeah, Clash at the something.
So yeah. So you know what? Let's go start with this, man. Battle Royal first, because if you watched it close the NXT last night, then you saw the classic. Everybody got to get on the mic and say something to say something.
Yeah.
But as soon as Stephanie Vacquier showed up, everybody else changed up and like, okay, we about to start fighting.
Yeah. I don't know, man. So you got to think of what it looks like at Clash in Paris, with Tiffany Stratton holding the title, and it's for either either women's title.
Yes.
Let me see. Shit. If I'm smart,
which you are,
sometimes. I would go Jada Parker, and I'm not saying that because she's my favorite.
Mm.
I would go Jada Parker or Lash Legend for the simple fact that the outcome of that NXT title match might be different. And I actually know, you know what? I'm gonna actually say Lash Legend. I just thought about that because let's be clear on something. Like, you're not going to give what's that damn girl name that got the NXT title? I don't know her name. I listen. That
Jesse
shit came out of
Jane?
nowhere. Yeah, JC Jane. Yeah, like you're not going to. She's probably defended her title maybe once or twice, maybe, and she's defending that Slammiversary too.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give her somebody a face that the crowd is familiar with that needs a build up. And to me, the one person that needs a build up who deserves a title shot for us Last Legend. You let Last Legend win in their hometown in Atlanta. Think about it.
True. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go about this. A lot of ways you can go
Mm-hmm.
about this because, quite frankly, if you're basically skipping ahead, you're skipping SummerSlam and basically
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Hey, I got whoever next," right? And SummerSlam is, oh boy, today is okay. So if Evolution is the 12/13th when they're
SummerSlam
doing
is the first weekend in August. The only reason I know
exactly,
that because that's when I'm in Charlotte.
yep, August the 2nd and the 3rd, boom, boom. So, question here is like, who makes sense? Because again, SummerSlam has got to be a money match. And we already, but then
Mm-hmm.
again, I know, never mind. I thought about this. This is why. Because SummerSlam is already kind of penciled in as
Jade.
as whoever wins between Tiff and Trish facing Jade, and
No,
whoever
no
wins.
fucking Trish Stratus ain't winning that goddamn match.
I don't know. I don't know. Look, brother, they got Bill Goldberg out here at 58.
You will not mention that motherfucker's name on his goddamn podcast again.
You forget we still have to talk about Saturday Night's Main Event. That's also Saturday.
Yeah.
All I know is that as annoyed as we are with that, there is a strong possibility that Tiff loses to Trish, and we get
Mm-hmm.
a quote unquote dream match, if you will, with Trish and Jade at MetLife.
I don't want to see that shit.
It's an
I don't want
option.
you to know that. You know what? To be fair, all jokes aside, to be fair, Tiffany Stratton's title reign has been so lackluster. Like, it hasn't done nothing for me. Like, they just strapped the rocket to her ass, and that shit just fizzled out worse than a dud firework on the 4th of July. Like, it didn't. It's not doing anything right now. I don't know. I'm not like. Nah, I think that whole Charlotte Flair WrestleMania feud build up match kind of like dulled her a little bit.
Yeah, but I
You
also
got
say that
3 people. You got 3 people yelling Tiffy time. Now, maybe 4.
the issue that is that Tiffany Stratton is a far better heel than a face.
Absolutely.
Like, there's no way around it. Like, she's a far better heel than a face. And so you juxtapose her alongside Charlotte, you're like, well, we got to cheer for somebody, I guess. We'll
But
just
think about
choose
it.
for the prettier blonde from the Midwest.
Yeah, you pretty much just made my point right there. Like, you have to. She's going to beat Trish. She's going to beat Trish.
Mm.
Only reason because Jade is the face, and Tiffany can be the heel that she needs to be. You're not going to have 2 faces against each other. Jade going to think about it. Think about that builder. You saw what happened with Charlotte and Tiffany. They had to switch the whole thing up. She couldn't adjust that fast. So now, what are you going to do now when it comes to Jade? Like, you got time to build it up and let her adjust, and now she can see the writing in the room, the writing on the wall, and be like, all right, cool. The fans love Jade, so let me do my heel shit and be cool with that. I'm with it. That's why I think stratisfaction.com / whatever is going to win.
All right. Okay. So here's where my thought process is going here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would like it to see a pivot, like to see a little bit of a sudden change. Like say, okay, let's see if Jay can handle going up against the legend. But yeah, it's gonna be Tiff versus Jay at SummerSlam. But who's winning? Who's winning to go to Clash in Paris? You want Last Legend, and I'm like Last Legend versus Jordan Grace for the NXT title in Paris.
I don't think Jordan Grace winning. I
Is
don't.
is Lash a face or a heel or a tweener right now?
She a tweener. She can go back and forth for real, for real. Let's be clear. Like, I mean, for us particularly, we roll with Lash. You know what I mean?
That's what we do.
I'm just at the point where you strap the title to JC Jane, you let her beat one of your biggest stars in NXT and Stephanie Valkyrie to let her move up to the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
How many title defenses that JC Jane had? It's been less than a handful.
Yeah, Stephanie music is playing in my head right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been less than a handful because you can't remember.
But Stephanie's only been on the main roster for like 6 weeks since that.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't give her the title for her to lose like 2 weeks later.
I mean, that's kind of what they did with Fallon Henley in the North American title.
Yeah, but I don't think that title is the same as the NXT title. Let's be real.
It's not. You know why it's not?
Why is it not?
Because North American titles in NXT are for the who?
For the niggas. Yeah, I just don't see it. Like, I mean, I could be wrong. You know, I'm just a civil servant at this point. My job is not working with WWE. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Lash because I think that might do something for. That might put an. I feel like they want to put an NXT match on that show.
All right, I think it's gonna be Stephanie back here, and the reason why I think it's gonna be Stephanie back here is because they're gonna give us a quasi dream match in Paris. It's gonna be Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie back here.
I'd take that.
And that's me giving away that yes, I think Rhea Ripley is gonna beat Io Sky at Evolution to win their quote unquote rubber match to be the NXT champion.
Please, I had more title defenses than Io Sky.
I think this would be Io's second defense of that belt.
Yeah, I got more in WWE 2K25.
Okay, so we didn't went all over the place here. So just to
I know. Let's
tighten this up.
Look, that's just shooting the shit.
Exactly. You know? We just having conversation.
Absolutely.
So let's shoot this. Let's tighten this up. So we thinking JC James retaining on Sunday.
Absolutely.
All right, JC James beating Jordan Grace. We think Rhea Ripley's beating Io Sky.
Absolutely.
Okay. We think between the Judgment Day, Charlotte and Alexa, Soruka and Zarya, or the Kabuki Warriors, who's walking out of Atlanta World Tag Team Champs?
Roxanne and Gasolina Diesel.
I will say this about Gasolina Diesel, dog. That backstage segment she had Monday, where she basically prays to the Liv photo.
Yeah.
Hey, dog, Judgment Day cooking, man.
Yeah, like she been doing good shit. Oh, don't take that title off of her because Liv got hurt. No.
I need them to see this.
She's finally found her place.
Yes. She's definitely an unsung star in that way. We disagree on who's gonna win the battle royal. You want Lash because of hometown love. I think Stephanie back here to set up a money match in Paris.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Tiffany Stratton's beating Trish to give us Tiffany versus Jade, and then the eventual you know what cash in. No. Nope. Hold it.
God damn it.
Hold it.
I had it loaded.
Because we have a no holds barred match between a WWE studio production. This is the Braid of Our Lives. Thank you. Braid of Our Lives is having a no holds barred match in Atlanta. I think Naomi wins it, to be honest with you.
I don't want her to win. I mean, I figured since Jay beat her at Mania, then it's inevitable. Was that mine or yours? No?
I think that might have been you.
Oh yeah, I still got the NCAA. Get your NCAA 2026 football.
Shameless plug. I need I know Naomi needs her lick back in terms of a match,
Mhm.
but I think the ultimate lick back for her is going to be at SummerSlam when she cashes in that briefcase.
I don't think it's going to be a finish. I don't think it's going to be a solid. I think Bianca interferes
Oh,
in
at
some
SummerSlam.
capacity.
Yeah.
Because that way you protect. If you let Jade win, that means that's 2 times on 2 PLEs that she's beat her ass. That's Mania and this joint.
Yeah.
Then if you let Naomi win, psychologically you got to figure out like, all right, bet, like she already beat her once. That means she's gonna cash in, and probably lose that joint. Like she'll be ready for it. That's when Bianca enters the fold, and the braid of our lives comes into fruition.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think you're right. There has to be some sort of fulcrum or some sort of point to get Bianca in the middle part of this, right? And that belt is going to be the part
Yeah.
because Bianca Belair and Gold, they ain't too far apart. They're
Did you
typically a synonym in most situations.
did you hear that Brave Our Lives got a new sponsor?
No, I did not hear that Brand of Our Lives got a new sponsor. Who's the new sponsor of Brand of Our Lives?
Brought to you by Crown Royal Marquee, the new Crown Royal in your life.
I'm gonna save that. We gonna have to put that there.
Collaborate. We gonna have to do something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to add that.
We gonna have to talk. We're gonna talk about that.
We'll talk later. We'll talk later.
Yeah.
Let's have your people call my people. So yeah, no, I want Naomi to win because again, I think Naomi needs to lay back for Mania, but I think a no holds barred match. Nope, sticking with Naomi. I gotta stick to my guns here. I gotta stick to my guns.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna go with Naomi, but I'm gonna go with. Actually, no. I might go with. I don't fucking know. Like this boggled my mind because there's so many different factors that are put into the situation.
Facts.
Like it's several different factors because we don't know when Bianca's coming back. Like that finger looked like a damn Vienna sausage if you stepped on it.
It definitely did have take my strong hand vibe
Right.
when we first saw it after Mania.
Yeah. She got a moose knuckle on her hand.
You know what? And due to our future sponsors, I'm going to save us and move on. All right. So, all right. Last match: Lara Valkyria, Bayley, Becky Lynch, women's intercontinental titles, a triple threat. Who we got? We got Becky retaining.
Yeah, Becky Belair ain't losing.
You call her Becky Belair. Becky with the good drip is not nah. Again, the match gonna bang, but the winner of that is gonna be Becky Lynch. Because again, they can run this shit right back again to SummerSlam with even more stakes.
Absolutely.
Even more stakes. So yeah, that, our good friends, is our thoughts on Evolution 2. Now we go away from Atlanta, and now we go to good old Tejas. Now, a lot of people watching this pod be like, dang, y'all only talk about All In when it comes to the pay-per-views. And I'm like, well, facts. I mean, when outstanding things happen on Dynamite or Collision or whatever 19,000 shows that Tony Khan be running, we'll tell it. God's honor, we'll definitely tell it. But this has been leading all to this one show, aka AEW's version of WrestleMania.
I think it's going to be a good show. And I don't be watching AEW, but I think it's going to be a decent show.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be one of them situations where they're going to once again have the talk of the weekend because the in-ring stuff is going to bang, is going to be fire, is going to be something we want to talk about. And for some reason, they've actually only got this so far to 8 announced matches.
Let me see. What time is it?
It is 7:50.
7:50. Dynamite come on in 10 minutes. You got Collision on Friday or some shit? That means they're going to announce another about 6 matches. So it's probably going to be like 14 matches.
I'm trying to avoid Tony putting on 19,000 matches. This don't need 19,000 matches.
Listen, Tony be trying to put on them New Japan Wrestle Kingdom joints that be on. They got the pre-show with 16 matches, and then the regular show have another 17. Like, I don't know what my man's doing over there. I don't like. I need him to get a real booker.
See, now you're bringing up shit that we've been saying for the longest. But here's the thing, man. All right. For some reason, I don't know why this is a triple threat match for the tag team titles. I don't know why. You don't need to be. You can just
Right.
basically put the Hurt Syndicate versus our I'm gonna say the greatness that is Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey and had that be the match. I don't know why Christian Cage and Nick Wayne got to be involved, but die fuck well.
I swear to God, if they take them titles off the Hurt Business, I'm gonna call Tony Khan and say I'm gonna hurt you.
All right, we got that. Adam Cole
but for some reason, I think that they win that shit though. I think that Christian and Old Boy win that shit.
I don't know why does Christian and his adoptive son need to win this? Like why? Why?
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
Thank you, because I ain't got nothing either with that one. All right, Adam Cole, Kyle Fletcher, TNT Championship on the line.
Kyle Fletcher, and I love Adam Cole, but Kyle Fletcher.
Exactly. We are going to skip the casino, the both casino gauntlet matches because basically,
we ain't doing that. Everybody and their mom in that bitch.
The winner, whomever, look, Darby Allin could basically be showing up fresh from Mount Everest and show up in this goddamn match.
That's fine.
If there's anybody I want to see fight for the Women's World Championship, it's Megan Bayne, because again, that woman has star written all over her.
Fair.
Yeah, let's get into your boy and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks.
They losing
with some stipulations involved here, man. If the Young Bucks lose, they will no longer be the EVPs of the company in kayfabe. And if Ospreay and your boy lose, they can't challenge for the AEW World Title for a full year.
You call him my boy one more goddamn time.
Oh, buddy, I'm sorry, my bad. Oh, buddy.
I don't. It's no reason for them to win. Like they lose that shit. Like you taking away the power. I would like to see the opposite, but if you do, actually no. You know what? I just thought about something. They're gonna beat the Bucks. Why? Because it's been this storyline, background storyline about Ospreay, Old Buddy, and Hangman, and I feel like that main event in that match will pretty much solidify and helping that person win that match. If you know what I'm saying.
I agree.
So I got Hangman. I mean, I'm sorry. I got Old Buddy and Will Ospreay.
All right, cool. All right. I'm gonna say that this is basically a triple main event card, right?
Right.
Main event one is the winner takes all match to make the AEW Intercontinental title basically in Kenneth Omega and Kazuchika Okada. Dream match.
Did you watch the first Kenny Omega and
Okada?
Okada,
Wrestle Kingdom 11? Yeah, I surely did.
Yes, you watched the second one?
I did, and I watched the 1.5 hour match they had at Dominion that Kenny finally got over and won.
So remember the lady that used to say Kenny? There you go.
All right. I'm here for it. All right. I also think that one, Kenneth Omega, is walking away with these belts. Why? Because we're in the end game with Kenny Omega's career. Like we only got a few.
And also, Okada been cooking, man. He been beating the shit out of everybody.
It felt like Okada was in like second gear for the longest, just waiting for somebody.
You don't have him beat Kota Ibushi like that and not let Kenny win. That's stupid.
The fact we got Ibushi versus Okada on free TV like we did last Wednesday though.
But here's the thing. We've seen dumber shit. Because you've seen John Moxley literally beat people that he ain't supposed to be beating over some dumbass shit. and motherfuckers are mad. So, but I'm gonna go with Kenny. Kung Fu Kenny.
Kung Fu Kenny. Kung Fu Kenny. I think that match gonna be amazing. So
That shit gonna
I
be
gotta go. I
fire.
gotta go.
I'm actually gonna pay for an AEW pay-per-view though.
You ain't did that since you had the Bleacher Report joint.
I know. You know, because I always get you my login. Just watch that
Yeah,
shit.
this is facts.
I'm actually gonna buy the bitch. I'm actually gonna buy the shit. I'm gonna get me a motherfucking steak dinner from Longhorn, Cub Longhorn, and I'm gonna sit there and take my meds and enjoy wrestling.
My meds. Ha. Okay. All right, cool. We talked about this last week because he was like, "Yo, a Texas death match is definitely some shit I would not want to do if I were a pro wrestler."
Mm-hmm.
But this has an obvious conclusion, right? Adam Page is winning the world title for a second time, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
Go
there's
tell
no,
John Moxley, sit your dumb ass down.
if you tell John Moxley to sit his dumb ass down, he's gonna start bleeding the moment he start hovering over the chair to sit
That's
down.
fine. That shit, I have a feeling. Based off, we talked about this a couple weeks ago when they had the daggone 2x4 with the spikes in his back.
Mm-hmm.
This man might try to outdo himself. John Moxley is the Mick Foley and Terry Funk of AEW. He about to do some outlandish ass shit. And the crazy part, he has the right partner because Hangman does outlandish shit too. Hangman, Moxley, Darby, and old buddy do the dumbest shit in AEW.
Just to get a pop.
Absolutely.
Just to get a pop. Nah, there's gonna be something gross in this match, dog. And I don't know if you
Absolutely.
look, and mind you, this is the same company that gave us a man getting his tongue stapled last week. It was the same company that gave us a man getting a whole syringe shoved in his jaw.
Bro, you let a man coffin drop on an actual coffin.
Oh, that's light. I mean, we've seen
And that's sad to
glass
say,
tables.
bro. I mean, they've come a long way because you remember the exploding ring match with Kenny and oh boy, and it was just poof.
Do you remember it got? Do you remember how it got added to AEW Fight Forever?
No, because I bought the game and turned it back in the same day. And GameStop said, "Fuck you! I'm not taking that shit back."
All right, now I have even more questions. All right, you ready for my
Mm-hmm.
questions?
Absolutely.
This is a fun segue. What's the worst wrestling game you ever played?
That.
Wow.
Yeah. Because what you don't do is the hype. The hype that's been following that game. You know what I mean? We love the SmackDown versus No Mercy is the greatest wrestling game ever to me. I love WrestleMania 2002. Those are my top two. A third will probably Here Comes the Pain. SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. But what you're not going to do is build this much damn hype around a game when you're competing with WWE. Was it 2K20? Quote me, 22, 23?
I think it was 23. I think it was like there's the second game back after the
Right. And so they were fixing their shit. They said, you know what? And they delayed the shit out of that game too. No, actually, they delayed the shit out of 22.
Yep,
But you
same
come
way
out with that.
that same way that we got delayed in NCAA. And we're
That's what
gonna
I'm
get
saying.
delayed in NCAA again in terms of college basketball.
So yeah, that's the worst thing. You want to compete with WWE 2K23, 22, whatever? No, that shit was ass. Not you having me picking Bryan Danielson and asking Darby Allin what you eating for dinner. The fuck is we doing?
Man. And here's the match of all matches. We've had a discussion on this match in some form or fashion for 3 straight weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
It's finally gonna be here. Ain't gonna be no steak eating. Ain't gonna be no use of the word motherfucker. Because the way Mercedes said motherfucker versus how Tony said motherfucker. It's Mercedes Moné, the current TBS champion, versus Tony Storm, the women's world champion, for Tony's belt. Does Monet become ultimate belt collector by getting belt number 7? Or does Tony piss off the IWC by winning that match?
Man, fuck the IWC. Half of y'all motherfuckers don't be right anyway. And y'all complain about everything outside of not having any toilet tissue. Like, what are we doing? Mercedes is not losing that match. I would love for her to, but she's not losing that match. You
Yeah.
have, to be honest with you, that would put to. So let me ask you this question: if Mercedes wins that match, can you say in AEW history she's the greatest champion ever to be in AEW?
Yeah.
And mind you, mind you, you got Okada, you got Kenneth, you got Moxley. You still think the same way?
So Okada and MJF are basically your two. No, I'm not saying Okada. Sorry, Omega and MJF are your best two champions, like in terms of reigns, meaning things, matches in between, right?
Right.
John Moxley's this last round with John Moxley,
And been subpar, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I can dig it on that. I can dig it on that.
But in terms of like compelling all the way through, it's Mercedes. Like Mercedes is the best women's champion.
Yeah, you literally. I feel like she's trying to make sure that she lets WWE know that y'all fucked up and released me.
Yeah, I mean, it's also saying that Mercedes Moné is basically the ultra realized version of Sasha Banks, in that you know how you see people and it's like the evolution, like you put 3 of them together, like the evolution. Like one dude must say, like one person was like Charmander, another one was like Charizard, et cetera, et cetera.
Now you about to bring the nerd out of me. Yes, I understand the Pokemon reference.
Eggs Blackley. Sasha Banks from Take Up, mind you, Sasha Banks's most oh shit, you did this match was her, Bailey,
and
Take
Bailey
Over Brooklyn 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The first time they did something special outside of that was a 30-minute Iron Woman match at Takeover Respect. They were the first women to main event a Takeover. I think they may have been the last ones to main event a Takeover, if I think correctly.
I feel like they need to bring Takeover back, but that's besides the point.
Instead of just rehashing these old WCW pay-per-view names.
Yeah, no bullshit. Halloween Havoc, it's not the same. It's not the
It
same.
ain't,
I'm an old spin the wheel, make your deal type of dude. So, no, you're absolutely correct. Here's the problem. A lot of people go to AEW just to make a lot of WWE talent go to AEW, make a name for themselves, and come back. But I think that Mercedes wins this. It's no way she's going back. It's no way.
You say that, and here's my brain goes with it, right? My brain is like, eventually we're gonna get the Horsewoman reunion in WWE. I don't know when, but the way you got, Charlotte clamoring for it, you got Becky, mentioning it. You already know Bailey really want that shit bad.
Yeah.
Like, what else is there for Sasha to do at Mercedes to do at
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you know what? You're absolutely correct. I think that's the peak in AEW. Unless she's had the New Japan Women's title, if I'm
she has.
mistaken. You got every other title on the Indies, and yeah, that's she hit her ceiling in AEW. So I feel like, yeah, you're absolutely correct. It makes sense.
Yeah,
Totally makes sense.
Is there another woman on that roster she hasn't faced that she needs to face?
What, in AEW?
Yeah.
No, the only other person that, if you're trying to highlight or strap a rocket to, like you said earlier, possibly a Megan Bain. You know what I mean? But also, there's rumors about Britt Baker. Either I've heard rumors on both sides that she could jump to WWE, and also on the back end that she could stay. So I don't know.
So my thing with Britt is we saw Britt and Mercedes and it ain't go so well. It ain't go too high, right?
Yeah, that shit was ass.
It was. So I don't think that, you know what I'm saying, Britain, I don't think you need that to go again, right? I don't think you need it. What you do need is, I'm thinking about this as I think about this. What you really need is Athena to be prominently featured on AEW regular television again.
But that's the hard part because she is literally her and Bandito are the only things that's keeping that shit up right now. Like I am a nostalgic Ring of Honor fan. The problem with that is Tony Khan does not know how to manage both of those companies. And that's what's scary. And Ring of Honor was a place that people could go to and make a name for themselves and try to pretty much be the best that they can be. There's no Adam Cole, there's no Danielson, there's no Samoa Joe, there is no CM Punk, there's no Briscoes, there's no Red Dragon without Ring of Honor. And there's no Hangman, there's really no kind of for real, for real. Even though it started in Japan, there's no Bullet Club. So I just think he mishandling that joint. He bought that shit and think, oh, okay, I'm gonna save it because I'm a wrestling fan. No,
Yeah, it's not
no,
gonna work.
it
I don't
don't
think
work
that's how
like
it's gonna
that.
work. Nah, it's not gonna work like that. But that remains to be seen, man. I think, look, Mercedes is gonna win,
Mm-hmm.
but you've officially done everything now. Like,
Yep.
and congratulations, I'm gonna say Britt Baker. I'm sorry, Tony Storm gave you your most compelling feud.
Yeah,
Now what? Right?
it's nothing else to do.
Like,
Who else you gonna go out? Who unless Tony Storm has a rematch and they rebuild the feud on the back end? I don't know.
exactly, exactly, and that's the main thing. Like, if you get there, then cool. But
Good.
it would not shock me. It would not shock me that by WrestleMania 43 in 2027, you finally get that all horsewoman match.
Stamp it. We said it here first.
I did. It's WrestleMania 43. Because again, and Charlotte Flair mentioned this in her player tribune piece, which is very excellent, by the way. I've asked people to go read that. Because Ashley Fleer came out and started talking about Charlotte Flair. Like, dang, that Tiffany Stratton divorce line. It's like, damn, Charlotte ain't been divorced. Ashley has. Caught her off
Mm-hmm.
her game. She got open about that. So
That was real.
because
I'm gonna
again,
go
like
read
the
that
last
shit.
time they did this was, what was it, Takeover Rival, when they had that fatal 4-way, and Sasha Banks won the NXT Women's Championship.
You know what? If I want to be, if you want one of the biggest pops ever, you think about the Shield rejoining each other. You think about DX rejoining each other. Like you think about the bigger stables rejoining each other, but they have never had a legitimate stable with all four of them on the same page. And if you want a real pop for that, then you bring Sasha back
Mm-hmm.
and you allow them to be on the same page. And you build that shit for at least like 6 months, 6 to 8 months.
Yeah,
You start throwing a little tech, and then on the back end, you start bringing somebody from you start building or on the back end, you building a stable from NXT or a SmackDown, maybe a Roxanne, a Stephanie Valkyrie, a Julia, the big dogs, and maybe a Jordan Grace or some shit like that to challenge that shit. Like
yeah.
that's how you build some shit like that. And you bring that and you let them align, like have a reunion, and then you let them have a match. I think wrestling's biggest pops are usually from people who come back or
Yeah,
people you ain't seen and they went to another company and came over. Like I would keep that shit a fucking secret. I wouldn't tell Sean Ross Sapp. I wouldn't tell Juicy Fruit. I wouldn't tell PW Inside. I wouldn't tell none of the motherfuckers.
I wouldn't either. All right. Remember how the Edge returned at Royal Rumble
Yeah,
2020
no,
was nobody knew. The same with CM Punk. Nobody really knew until like the day, like it was
But
hinted.
you heard about it though. Like there was a picture that floated around because I was in Houston for the Edge comeback, and it was a picture floating around of him sitting in his locker room with his stuff open, and you couldn't tell if that shit was old or new. Like I think that people are more excited when it's a big surprise instead of just rumors. Because wrestling, the IWC shit, I wouldn't say a motherfucking thing about nothing. Saying, look, listen, I got a spoiler for Saturday night's main event, and we'll move on to that after this.
Yeah. Let's get into SM. Let's get into Saturday night's main event. The 40th, mind you, the 40th Saturday night's main event, which is wild to think about it. Right? We got the 40 of these things, and it's a short card. Thankfully, short card. Don't have to think too much into it. Right now, we only got 3 matches. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some segments, some bull, etc.
Some commercials,
all that. Hell of commercials on Peacock and NBC.
I pay for the ad-free shit, bro. So I don't like commercials.
All right, cool. We got 3 matches. We got Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. We got LA Knight versus Seth Rollins, and we have Gunther defending the World Heavyweight Championship.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Against no. I'm going with the ring general. I'm pulling a card right here.
I mean, look, WWE kind of already advertised a World Heavyweight Championship match between Penta and Gunther coming up at a house show pretty soon. So therefore,
I already know this. Yeah. Get that old motherfucker off my TV. Take your AARP ass and go spend time with your son.
Before he goes off and plays for Dion in Colorado.
Absolutely.
All right. So then we got 2 matches then. We got to really think about it. Seth Rollins versus LA Knight, which Seth Rollins has been getting Jey Uso. He's been getting that Sami Zayn, but LA Knight always seems to slip through the fingertips. Now we get to solve that issue.
So let's go with. I say Seth wins, but he doesn't win clean. You get a Sammy done. Like they beat Sammy ass.
Yeah.
But then you have 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet pull up. And then Big Cuz pull up.
Y'all can't ban the Yeet, man. That's what they need to do. Next WWE shirt, get them for free. Remix Jeezy Snowman t-shirt and make Jey Uso the Yeet Man. Can't ban the Yeet Man, dog.
No. Why you announce that? Why you know that's a t-shirt idea, bro? We gotta sign this merch before anybody else do.
Nah, they gonna find a way. They gonna find a way. I'm giving that one for free. No. I got others. But
okay.
Seth is going to get this one.
Yeah, because coming out, because coming back Saturday.
Yeah, because we have to figure out what is this group doing for SummerSlam. Like, what are they doing for SummerSlam? Because if CM Punk is cold chilling, I think he's gonna be going up against Gunther anyway at SummerSlam. So what is Big Cuz doing? Are they starting to film that Street Fighter movie already with him, Cody, and the weirdest cast of characters I've seen in the movie in a minute since the first Street Fighter?
That's another segment for another conversation for another day. I have so many issues with that damn movie.
We will, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, I got so many issues with that.
Table it for next week. We will discuss the Street Fighter cast and how we'll get completely on some geeky shit and basically how people's idea of Street Fighter being like you should treat it like some DC Marvel shit. Not really, dog. It's kind of
the people that do that aren't old enough for this conversation. I'm a Street Fighter 1 dude. I remember when Street Fighter 1 came out in the arcade in Forestville Mall, and I was on that shit. I lost a lot of money at that point. It was $2, but
hey, that is a lot of money for inflation. You basically lost Seth.
Yes. That's Seth, but that's a match to bring back because
yeah. Oh, and then we got one more. We got one Randall Keith Orton versus a returning Drew McIntyre.
I don't know. These two motherfuckers have been getting their ass whooped in matches as of late. I feel like Drew wins this, but it extends the feud. Drew has a habit of the people that he goes against extending feuds for a long time, a la CM Punk, a la Damian Priest.
Yep. I think with this, you know what I'm saying, this could get you another SummerSlam match because Randy and Drew had a banger feud over the WWE title during the pandemic.
Right.
And now you're basically looking at a Randy Orton from a perspective of like, damn, do I really still got this? Like, I done lost 2 Kings of the Ring in a row. Like, now what, right? I'm gonna say I done lost to John Cena. I can't figure this out. Like, am I just the old vet that's hanging on being swole almost 300 pounds? Like, where am I at with this? And Drew McIntyre, who is the ultimate instigator.
Randy about to start hearing voices again.
He gonna have to.
We saw a hint of that. At Night of Champions, where he's about to punt Cody's head off.
He should have anyway.
I was here. I was here for it.
He should have did it. So yeah, that's Saturday's main event. Now, fast forward to the Great American Bash, early Saturday afternoon. That's how we get things going on this long 24 hours of wrestling. So we got our boy Javon Evans, Mr. Bounty Man himself versus Jasper Troy. I think Jasper winning that. Like, that's gonna be your big. That's basically your Rey Mysterio versus name a big super heavyweight type matchup.
Batista.
Yeah. It's basically Rey versus Batista.
As much as I want Bouncy, yeah, you got to give it to Jasper Troy.
Yeah, it's his first official PLE.
Yeah.
And look, the boy been cooking since he came up from LFG. He been cooking. What can you say? He been cooking. Ethan Page versus our boy Ricky Saints, Falls Count Anywhere match for the NXT North American Championship.
Don't judge me. I'm gonna go Ethan Page. Yeah. Ethan Page is probably on the male roster the biggest villain, the biggest heel.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. I ain't want to give it to you just yet, but I'm not going to get the Page. I'm going to get the Page, man. Like, somehow, some way, in some form or fashion, our boy Ricky Saints is destined for bigger things than the North American title.
That's the point. That is the point.
When is it gonna happen? I don't know, but we got to get Ricky Saints. He's got to go through all his grad chapter WWE things before he gets to that main roster, dog.
Absolutely.
So let's move on. We got Sol Ruka versus Izzy Dane for the North American Championship. We already know. You own Nubian Queen. Thanks.
So yeah, Soul Snatcher.
Soul Snatcher. How this one gonna happen? I don't know how she's gonna get it.
Listen, I wonder if she could really snatch a soul.
Yeah. All right.
Don't you cut me short, bro.
The tag match before the title match.
Yeah.
Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe in her official WWE debut match versus Fatal Influence, which is Jason Jane and Fallon Henley.
That's why I think that Jordan Grace is losing, because they're gonna win that match. You don't bring Blake Monroe into this company and her lose her first official PLE match. Awesome dumb shit.
Boy, I've seen it. Hey, I've seen stupider.
I have too.
This is the same company. This is the same company that once had a freaking dude who gave you the groceries, like freaking Duke the Dumpster Droz. You know what I'm saying? IRS, the Repo Man. Mogs who had actual damn jobs and was wrestling on the side. Yes, the new generation was a terrible, terrible time.
You're terrible.
It gave us Bret Hart being on top. It gave us the rise of Shawn Michaels. It gave us Diesel. But brother,
Yeah.
that was a terrible time of wrestling. No wonder WCW was kicking that ass.
Yeah. I can't deny that. Can't deny that. Okay.
Exactly. And then what had me kind of like, yo, this is kind of dope because Yoshiki Yamamura is from Pro Wrestling Noah, right?
Mm-hmm.
So last night they had a segment, all the Noah folks hyping this dude up.
I saw.
Including the great motherfucking Muda.
Muda. Yeah.
And when I'm telling you this right now, Yoshiki can have everybody. He can have Josh Briggs in his corner as a wildcat, as a dude that's a little screw loose, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
He can have all of them. He can have Muda. He can have Kenta Kobashi. He can have any great Japanese. He can get Antonio Inoki out the ground in his corner. He's still not beating the ruler. He's still
Bro, if he beats the ruler, we riot. There's only one person that I think deserves to take the title off the ruler.
I'm all ears.
I'll tell you offline.
Ooh.
It just, it makes more sense than anything.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. That is all. That's all the wrestling this weekend. That is literally you got 5 matches.
It's a lot.
You got 5 matches for a Great American Bash. You got 3 matches for Saturday night's main event. You got 8 matches with an asterisk next to it because who knows what the fuck Tony Khan gonna do for goddamn AEW All In. You got 7 matches for Evolution.
Y'all gonna find out it's me versus Brando.
That's 23. That is 20
on Friday.
Quick math. That is 23 different matches this weekend.
Yeah.
23.
That's insane.
Insanity, dog. Insanity.
That's what we asked for. We want to be right. We chose to be wrestling fans. Like
this is not how I want to be jumped into this shit, dog. It's not how I want to be jumping into this. So, all right. Let's get to a little bit of WWE sort of IWC in your window, right? So there's a report out saying that the plan internally is that for Braun Breaker to turn on Seth Rollins. And by Paul Heyman naming Braun Breaker the future of the company, I'm like, Doc, you can't be telegraphing a turn. Y'all ain't even got a damn name yet. Judgment Day had a name at least before they jumped Edge out.
Right.
It's a little too soon. Now, do I feel that some people think that this seems a little bit too J&J security, like all that the Brawns do is do Seth dirty work? Where is their goal? What is their intentions? What is their ambition? Yeah, sure. But guess what? You got Paul Heyman to lay that out. Paul Heyman, the guy who does a whole promo in Spanish for Penta.
That was
just to talk his shit.
That was wild.
I didn't even know he spoke Spanish that well.
I
wonder if he spoke Spanish. We say he wasn't paying super crazy.
Hey, yo, shut up. Shut up.
Oh, that's what I get.
I think the IWC, the newer generation of the IWC, they have their own logic and opinion, and that's fine. But us, those majority of the folks that are watching us right now and that follow us are traditional wrestling fans, and that person who we don't name, the one that we don't name, Mr. Redacted, even though he was on his shit, he was still on his shit. He is the catalyst of what a pop should look like. And he was very, very stern on not allowing the crowd to dictate how he was going to move creatively. So for me, I want to see how the balance between Triple H and TKO move, because Mr. Redacted didn't let anybody swindle him or change his opinion. He had a little slight like asterisk where he allowed the IWC to change his mind, a la WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
If that happens, that specifically happens, then yes, we know what the management and TKO, the balance is, or the dictation is, how they're moving, and they're telling Trips to move. But if it doesn't happen, then let's be clear, Triple H is running the fucking show. Personally, I think if that is a thing, it's an evolution. Triple H, Ric Flair, Randy Orton, Batista, they're speeding it up. Because was it Randy first left and then Batista first left? You can't speed that up. The one thing about wrestling is you have to tell a fucking story. It's not always about who can flip the most, who can cause the most damage, who can slap the shit out of the body, who can get the biggest pop. You're still telling the story. That's why we fell in love with wrestling. You know what I mean? Like, what we doing? Like,
Facts. I
just
mean,
just be patient with it. And
yeah.
if it happens, cool, we know what it is, but that's their demise, not ours. People need to just be patient with it and watch. We can have our opinion and complain about it, but everybody wants to say, "Oh, I heard this," or "I foresee this." I do the same shit, you do the same shit. My problem is a lot of people are not patient enough to just wait and see.
Yeah.
Just wait and see.
Yeah. I mean, for all intents and purposes, right? The stable came together the night after WrestleMania and to continue, flowing through. We're
Right.
still in the infancy stages, right? Like normally there's a peak when it comes to these stables. You know what happens when a
Right.
peak is? When somebody has gold. So when Seth Rollins
Absolutely.
has gold and then your
Yes.
motivations character-wise change up, that's when you can do it. We are just in
Yes.
phase one of this.
Yes. And that's where the patience part comes in at it. Seth Rollins has no goal. And remember, I said a couple episodes before, there's a fourth person. I'm not sure who the fuck it is, but there's going to be a fourth person. And I feel like the fourth person is going to actually get Seth that title.
Yep. And then guess what? That fourth person is going to be in
Who you
on the
think?
opposite side, because guess what's in November? And we got to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I
Oh,
still listen, and I still think it is who I think it is.
I know you're very high on it. You're very high on the theory. You're very high on that theory.
Peace up, 8 time down.
Down. I believe you're very high on the theory. I'm also very high on a dude who just got one ring put on his finger, is looking for more rings.
I'll take that too.
The
I will take
reason
that
why is we
too.
ain't seen Miz in about 3 weeks, cuz. They don't.
It's so many different factors. It's so many different factors, and that's the point where we try and prove right now. Wait and see, yo.
Yeah,
Like
because
wait and see.
it's in particular because this is leading my last point before we get to head of the week.
Mm-hmm.
We're already 6 months past the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
WWE in 2025 has had some peaks,
Right.
in terms of Jey Uso winning the title, Jade Cargill breaking out even more, Naomi breaking out character-wise to be one of the best characters in WWE, period.
Absolutely.
That Cody Rhodes title reign finally ended. And then we had some lows. Some lows. So they need to stick this thing through because again, they don't even got a name yet. The only person they got a name this motherfucker is Paul Heyman because he's the Oracle.
The Oracle.
That
motherfucker, the Matrix. He the Matrix. He the black woman out of the Matrix.
I prefer Catalyst, what we came up with the night of WrestleMania when he first turned. But that's neither here nor there, right? They gotta see this through because you know who I think. All right, I got 2 people who I think likely gonna close this year out, right?
Okay.
I think Braun Breaker is likely closing out this year in some form or fashion, either eyelash away from the World Heavyweight Championship, or Carmelo Hayes is finally going to start showing that, there's a reason why I was that number one pick. Like, giving me the Andre the Giant Battle Royal is cool. I need gold around my waist. I need gold and plenty of energy behind me, because quiet as kept, he and Braun Breaker are going to be compared to each other. A la Kobe, not Kobe, sorry. A la, because again, a lot of people been talking real greasy about Kobe lately. So now I ain't bringing Kobe up in this one.
We ain't got enough time for that. I got shit to do, and you got shit
Yeah,
to do. Don't talk about.
I'm talking. No, they're gonna be comparing it like Braun and Melo rookie year, right?
Right.
It's gonna be hit Braun and Melo.
Yeah. It's you have those two wrestlers that tie into each other, Stone Cold and Brett. Brett and Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold and Rock. Rock and Triple H.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Triple H and Mick Foley. Like, you have to be tied to somebody. I get that. So I hope. So hold on, the IC titles on Raw. Dom gonna
With
lose that
Dom. And
title.
Dom is already Dom already been
shit.
cooking.
Oh shit, I done jinxed this nigga. God damn it. Fuck.
You already been cooking.
So one of them is actually gonna win a title. I don't know. I think Seth wins the title eventually. I think at some point, a la Evolution, they're gonna pick one including specifically Bronson Reed.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Mello, maybe Braun Breaker to win the tag team titles. I think the tag team titles are going to be a thing early before that fourth person wins that title, that secondary title.
Yeah, I agree. I think that if there's one way to put some energy in, and to revitalize that tag division, there's only 4 teams between New Day, Creeds, Judgment Day, and War Raiders.
Yeah, and the way that the Judgment Day been cooking with Finn and Modoc.
Yes, Finn and Modoc. Finn, super instigating ass. Finn Balor.
Bruh, they about to have a face. They gonna have a face turn because people rock with Dom, people rock with Roxanne, people rock with Finn and JD. Like, people rock with them.
They do. But you know what? I think Liv Morgan separating her shoulder. It may have been a deliberate, hey, we gotta rebook the entirety of Evolution.
It's a blessing in disguise.
It's a blessing in disguise for Judgment Day, because you know what it did? It delayed that Finn jump out Dom situation.
Yeah. And for real, I just think that needs to happen. If people are smart, if the powers that be are intelligent,
mm-hmm.
and they listen to the fans, it's so many different wrestling podcasts. And shout out to Lovely for introducing the world to us, Black wrestling, Lashes and Lariats, Lip Gloss and Ladders, those wrestling girls. Who else we got? For real, this is a moment just to shout out people.
Professor Nick Harrison.
Yes, sir.
Our boy Jermaine, Gresham Unleashed with Jonathan Gresham.
Public Enemies.
Public Enemies, yes.
Yes.
Cam Hawkins on the writing tip.
Cam? Killer Cam.
Yeah, Killer Cam.
I thought I was a psychopath.
Nah, that man different. Child of Cal too. Fam. Again, we mentioned Black wrestling, but those are our podcast big brothers, man. So we know.
Yeah, but I was just saying that just for the point of just like making sure that people are just watching wrestling. Like, it's content creators. Everybody has an opinion. My opinion might not be yours. Your opinion might not be Black wrestling, and so on and so on and so on. And so, like, just watch wrestling. Be patient. That's why we wrestling fans. those moments are those moments when we weren't thinking were a situation where we became wrestling fans and started loving it more.
Facts. But no, who's your? I say you were trying to. You thought Dom was gonna be your breakout star, but he's already pretty much there. But who's likely to break out on your end? Because I already know. To me, it's
Naomi.
That's a layup though.
No, okay. I give you another one.
Here's why I say it's a layup.
I give you another one. I got another.
Here's why I say that's a layup. Naomi is about to be world champion. Now we about to get healed Naomi with a belt, and that's gonna elevate that character even more because now she's gonna be even paranoid about. I'm gonna say everybody's turning on her, and how she's gonna just go ahead and kind of fight her former best friends, to keep that belt.
Listen. I already keep one loaded in the clip. Close out the year. I'm gonna go with, and I hope that happens. Miss Parker. At some point, it has to be Miss Parker,
the uncrowned NXT Women's Champion. It has to.
You have to. What you said? She might get that title. That's for the niggas. She might get that title for the North American. She might get that North American title.
It's gonna be a very light-skinned affair if it's Sol Ruka versus Jada Parker for the Women's North American title.
Listen, I'm gonna claim my light-skinnedness at that point. Look, this is recorded. This is on the internet. Yeah, I'm saying it. I'm gonna stand on that shit, man.
You are stupid. You know who's not stupid? Ice-T ain't stupid. And you know hey. That's right. We call Ice-T in for Hater of the Week. D had a list already, by the way. It took him about a good 10 minutes to think about it. And he was like, nah, I got to get this off my chest. But I'm going to go first, man. As mentioned at the top of the show, the airline industry is going through some things. These delays have gotten out of control. My delay last couple of days ago is going back to Houston, coming home, if you will. Shout out to the hometown. And I was sitting in Nashville, Tennessee, cooling, chilling. Got me some Chick-fil-A. Normally don't even eat Chick-fil-A like that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get sexy because, again, me and D and a host of others are going to Jamaica next year for a wedding.
Hold on. Time out before your Hater of the Week. Bruh. D-Day. Yeah.
I'm skipping ahead. My fault. Yes.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off.
Yeah. My fault. Let's rewind that back. So, again, I don't be eating Chick-fil-A like that because, again, trying to get just right because we got a little situation in October that, you know what I'm saying, gotta get handled, gotta get, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? So I'm sitting in Nashville, chilling, trying to figure out, like, yo, my flight delayed. And then I'm like, yo, they didn't even tell us why the flight delayed. So first they tell us, hey, we're trying to find a crew to work a flight. And if we can't find the crew to work the flight, then we're gonna have to get y'all a new plane. So I'm like, okay, mind you, it's 7:30. I was supposed to have been gone at 6:15. 7:30 becomes 8:30, becomes 9. And finally they say, hey, if you're on this flight, we got to go ahead and send you over to a whole different gate to get on a new flight to leave for Houston. It wasn't until we got to that particular gate and was getting ready to board that we found out why we couldn't leave at 6:15. Somebody on the previous flight, I'm not going to mention which airline, contaminated the airline. They contaminated the plane. It is undetermined if a patron had the bubble guts, projectile vomit, or what. But whatever skid marks were left in that plane, it was so much that the flight crew was like, yo, we can't even clean this adequately enough to let other people get on the plane.
They stopped up the toilet.
Either they stopped up the toilet, they blew up the bathroom. It looked, I must say, it was almost like Joe's apartment nasty in there. It was almost like it was almost like that unsanitized potluck at work. Somebody bringing in that vegan oxtail juice.
They got the
Yeah.
they got the dog hairs on it because they let the dogs
Exactly.
run. Yeah.
Exactly. All of it.
Okay.
All of it. It was that bad.
First of all, if anybody bring oxtails and you got some other shit, you doing vegan oxtails, that's insane. Nobody should make oxtails as a vegan sense. Like as a vegan, what are we doing?
Dog, this is about as unsanitary as sleeping on a pissy mattress for 6 months.
Ugh.
It was that nasty, dog. That bad. So, to whomever did that to cause me to be delayed by 3.5 hours getting back home, you're the hater of the week. And wipe your ass and wash your ass and all in between.
First of all, who's shitting on an airplane? We're not going to Japan. If you going from where you at to where you going, why are you shitting on a plane? Yeah, no. I'm gonna.
What movie was it when the dude was like, "There's shit everywhere"?
I don't know. That would have traumatized me.
I'm glad I went on it. But go ahead, D. Because something tells me that we ain't done talking about these airlines.
Yeah. So, as we know, my hate of the week is, your wife, my best friend, my bestie.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all both were back home, and you got home before her.
Mm-hmm.
And what was weird was, as of Monday, she still went home. I called you, NCAA came out, we chit-chatting about that, you know what I mean? And you told me she wasn't home yet, or her flight got delayed. And fast forward, she didn't get to leave till Tuesday. She didn't get to leave till Tuesday. Flight got delayed a couple times. Like a couple times. And the problem for me is it's the same airline. So let me reel it back in. When y'all got married, we all was in Houston. And the person that bears my kids, that should not be named, was with me. And we got trapped on a delay in Nashville for about 4 hours. Same airline as y'all. We all ended up at Dallas Airport, and $134.67, if I can remember, was spent from an Uber from Dulles Airport to Reagan Airport, where my car was. Yeah. Meanwhile, Brando and his fresh wife, my BFF, was trapped in Dallas until to get back to their home. Fast forward, Costa Rica, my BFF, 35 years old. Let's cook. We had a good time. We all on the same flight. American Airlines. My other BFF, Shayla, she's with me. She missed her flight. Why? Because she was at the gate, actually at the door, and missed the flight from Charlotte. Now, fast forward to now. Your wife was delayed Monday, last night. And then they gave her a hotel. And the hotel was named Joe's Apartment. She told me about the scatterers. You know what? They weren't like pretty much she told me that when she cut the lights on, the daggone roach said, "What you doing here?" She missed meetings. this morning. She got back at 9 o'clock this morning. So my hater of the week is American Airlines. Don't fly them. Please don't. Tell them about themselves. We ain't got time for all that shit. So no, I can't. I can't. That's my hate of the week, bro.
Yeah, it was not a fun time checking in on that situation for like the last 48 hours, dog. It wasn't.
They had a hard ass time. Like that was traumatic. And this is a couple that flies their lives.
Yeah, dog. When I tell you that experience in Dallas was so hilarious because we didn't get home today near 5 in the morning. And what made it worse that what it made it worse when we finally got home, bro, lights was off in the house. It was a storm that weekend. So we literally had to use all the luggage we had. We had to drag that after had opening the door. I was flicking on lights. I'm like, damn, I guess I get to finally use them candles.
Bro, I had dice with me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I had a car seat.
That's right. Back. That's right. You was on baby duty. Ew.
Yes.
Ew.
American Airlines can kiss my ass. Matter of fact, remember when I came back from WrestleMania in LA, 39?
Yeah, I remember.
Bro, I got trapped in Chicago. They said, oh, the plane's broken. We'll give you a $15 voucher, this, that, and the other. McDonald's at O'Hare for a 10-piece nugget meal was $17. All because I wanted a bottle of water. I don't drink sodas. I had to pay an extra $2. And that's what y'all want me to do? Come on, bro.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, that little slice of real life.
My bad. I had to crash.
Nah, you're good. Because I was literally about to say every single time I get a layover and you ever had a plane blow a tire?
No.
Had that happen to me on the way trying to get back to I got stuck in Chicago because the dude, it was either a landing situation, either it was a tire situation or like the luggage carrier was broke on the plane.
Bro.
Duh. I ain't never seen a plane hard brake so hard like they was riding down I'm gonna say, was that 95? Is that what we normally? Yeah, 95. Yes. Yeah, dog. It was that. That was on the way to Chicago. But look, that is our slice of life, our haters of the week. I need my airline companies to get together because we got a lot of important things coming up. And for that, thank you. There we go. That's what it was. Yes, it was Dumb and Dumber. Yes, that's the movie. Thank you. To the lady who helped co-produce that little quickness.
Yes.
Appreciate you so much. Appreciate you so much, man. So yeah, on that note, man, that's tonight's episode of 2DopeMarks, man. Shout out to Baltimore experiencing a renaissance, if you will, in terms of leadership and also bringing everything together. Y'all doing a lot of dope shit up there, dog. I'm kind of jealous. Not gonna hold you.
Hey, for real, like bring your ass to the festivals, man. They got AFRAM, Skate, upcoming what's the joint called? Charm City Live. We got festivals. We bringing the people. Hey, yo, shout out to the powers that be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like making that happen. Because let's be clear. Let's be truly clear on this. Like Baltimore has been posted as one of the worst cities to come on. Niggas see The Wire and think shit is fucked up. But like the powers that be, like for real, are doing their thing to make sure it's a very, very a city where you could travel and have a good time. You know what I mean? Like Houston doing the same thing. I wish Philly would do the same thing at some point. Charlotte's doing it. Atlanta's been doing it for a while. Yeah. Close out the show, bro.
Oh yeah. Again.
Hold on. I'm gonna close it out.
Oh
yeah. Well, let me do it. I'm
gonna
freestyle it. We had the 2DopeMarks. Follow us, subscribe, all that shit. Buy our merch, and you know what? I'm gonna be real with you. If you buy our merch, I'll buy you another one. Like if I see you with your merch on, I'll buy you another one.
2 for 1
purple.
Yeah, like Raekwon, you say 2 for 1 purple top. 241 from the
Absolutely.
top.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what that man said, man. Again, we on Instagram, we on Twitter, we on X. Shut up. No, we're on Twitter. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Follow the show page on Instagram. Follow the show page on Twitter. Follow the show page on Facebook. Let's say keep growing the community out. You know what I'm saying? We do this typically every Thursday. But if real life shit happens, we'll make the announcement and let you know. We coming through
Absolutely.
on a certain day. We coming through on a certain day. That's D. I'm Brando. And
Watch this.
Say something nice for the people, Brando.
motherfucker. Stay prayed up and don't listen to leaked rap albums until the day they come out. That's what I'm gonna say. So nice, right? Clips, let God sort them out. Midnight tomorrow.
Yeah. We
I
out.
say, enjoy it.